Watch this. Guaranteed. You're gonna see purple. Boom. Wow.
A military wife now pleads guilty to poisoning her husband's coffee with bleach, all to collect his life insurance policy.
It indicates that on about July 11th, that you intended to harm, is it Robbie Johnson, by adding or mingling poison or chemical compound to water to your drink. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty? Guilty.
Before she was charged, her husband made multiple videos showing something was way off with his coffee maker.
Whatever's in there, there's a lot of it.
This is Melody Feliciano Johnson, who just this week pleaded guilty to 2 counts of adding poison or a harmful substance to food or drink.
As to amended count 2 on July 11th, Melody intended to harm Robbie by introducing a trace amount of bleach, which is a chemical compound, into the water reservoir of his coffee maker, which Robbie then later intended to drink. And that happened here in Pima County, excuse me. And as to count 3, the same thing happened on July 18th here in Pima County.
Ms. Johnson, you just heard what your attorney told you. Are those things true? Yes, ma'am. So you did those things? Is that yes? Yes, ma'am. Okay. State satisfied with factual basis? Yes. The court finds that the plea is knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily made. A factual basis exists for it. The plea is accepted and entered of record.
But her issues started far before she made this court appearance. The story takes us back to March 2023, when Melody, her husband, and their child were stationed in Germany. Melody's husband is a United States airman whose name was not listed in court documents, but was eventually identified in open court as Robbie Johnson. It was Robbie who first noticed something was off with his coffee last spring. According to court docs, he, quote, started noticing that his coffee was tasting bad. He continued to drink the coffee for the next 2 to 3 weeks and then ended up buying some pool chemical testing strips as the coffee continued to taste very bad to him. Multiple videos show this same thing, as chemical strips indicate there's a high level of chlorine in the water. According to a criminal complaint, Robbie suspected someone was tampering with his coffee, and in May 2023, while still in Germany, he set up a camera in his house. After reviewing the video, Robbie realized it was his wife who was tampering with the coffee.
Tonight's the night I caught her on video. So let's test this water. It's gonna be purple. Boom. I knew it.
Robbie told investigators he prepared his coffee every night, so all he needed to do in the morning was turn on the machine. But between the evening when Robbie would prep his coffee and the following morning when he turned on the coffee maker, Melody snuck in and poisoned the water. Here you can see it on video. Melody checks to make sure Robbie has already prepped the coffee maker and then grabs something from under the sink before pouring it into the machine. That something that Melody grabbed from under the sink was bleach. So at this point, Robbie realizes what's happening, that his wife is poisoning him. But he's still stationed in Germany and wants to report the crimes in the US, so he pretends to keep drinking the coffee.
Okay, about 50 minutes ago while I was at work, I noticed her come over to the coffee maker and she did something. So I've got my tester. I'm going to add the water to see if there's chlorine and pH is off. I'm pretty certain it is because I saw the bleach bottle over here. I saw it being pulled out. That bottle was pulled out. Okay. There's this here. Oh, you can smell it from here. I can smell it. Looks fine. Don't know if it'll actually do anything. If it'll change it since I've already put it in, but let's give it a shot here. Let's see if it'll do anything. Look at that. Totally changed. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, and then you can smell it. Like I can literally smell this. Fix this here. Yeah, I can literally smell this. You can see it sudsed up. Soapy. I guarantee it's slick too on the fingers. Yeah, slippery. Ugh, gross. Just gotta catch it in the States.
By June 2023, the family had returned to the United States, where Robbie was stationed at an Air Force base in Tucson, Arizona. He set up more cameras there too that capture Melody in the act, pouring something into the coffee pot and looking over her shoulder to see if anyone's watching. Some of the cameras were disguised as fire alarms and placed in the laundry room and kitchen area. Melody is caught on camera multiple times appearing to pour bleach in the laundry room, walking into the next room and then pouring it into the coffee maker.
So this morning I checked this coffee maker and the pH and chlorine test came out normal. So I cleaned my coffee pot out after I made coffee, and it drained all day. So I came back this evening and this smells again. So I'm going to do a test. Normal. Let's put this in. Oh, it smells. I can smell it. I can smell it. Soapy. Watch this. Guaranteed. You're gonna see purple. Boom. Wow.
And this isn't just a one-off thing. Robbie captures this on camera over and over again.
You can tell by the video from there and from there that I have not messed with this coffee maker. I just arrived home about an hour ago and I figured now I decided I'm going to test this to show that it's definitely tainted. So I'll test this water with this new strip, and then I'll use the same strip once I put it in the coffee maker. No big change. It stinks. Same strip. Big change. So I haven't tested the water in a while. smell it. Oh boy. There we go.
Beyond just the chemical tests, Robbie shows how soapy the coffee maker becomes when water is added.
Today's the strongest it's been. I've been rinsing it out at least 7 or 8 times. It's still very sudsy, bubbly, soapy. She was off today. She didn't work. Today's the most that I'm having to clean it. Whatever's in there, there's a lot of it.
And on top of that, he says he could smell the bleach coming from the machine.
Looks like the bleach has a new location. That purple lid is now over here. Let's see what it smells like. No smell. Doesn't smell. Like I do every day, I clean this thing out after I test it. This back is very slippery right now from after I rinsed. It smells like bleach.
Melody was arrested on July 18th and later indicted by a grand jury for first-degree attempted murder. This week, she pleaded guilty to lesser charges.
It indicates that on or about July 11th, that you intended to harm, is it Robbie Johnson, by adding or mingling poison or chemical compound to water to your drink. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty? Guilty.
Prosecutors recommend Melody serve 2 years in prison, but she faces a maximum of 4 years behind bars. After that, she'll be on probation for up to 3 years. Sentencing in her case is scheduled for Friday, May 10th. Reporting for Law&Crime, I'm Gillespie.